Okay, today I'm going to put CO2 into this 150 tall. I've never done this before. I've been buying all the pieces I need for quite a while. My plants are doing pretty good in there. I'm getting some new growth on the anubias. The wisterias are getting a little bit of new growth. The valves are growing, but I've always wanted to do CO2. So what I've done is I did find out that my local gas station does oxyacetylene, CO2, everything. So I bought a bottle. I got this done. It cost me 60 bucks for a bottle, empty, and $16 to fill it. So I got that. I also did buy a Milwaukee. I know Milwaukee's a really good brand. CO2 regulator. It has the gauges on it. It also has the solenoid and the bubble counter built into it. I picked up an atomizer, and that's what I'm going to use on this so that I can tie this into my canister filtration system. I also picked up some CO2 proof tubing. I probably got too much here, but it wasn't very expensive. It's like 9 bucks, and I got 16 feet. And then also you need a check valve, so I did pick up a check valve. So I have everything I need to do this. I just need to read up on it a little bit. I'm going to pull it up online. I have a video I saved in there, and I'll try to get this CO2 going. And as I do this, I will chime in a little bit later. So it'll be interesting to see if the plant growth increases quite a bit or a little, or anyway, it's going to be kind of fun. So I will add to this later. Okay, what I've done is, first thing I did was got my regulator and made sure that this little washer is in there, otherwise you will leak gas. It comes with 2, and this is a spare. So I have one of those in there. I tighten this hand tight and then use a wrench to tighten it down nice and snug. That is done, and this did not come installed, so I screwed it on there just lightly. But anyway, what you do is make sure this needle valve is closed, and then take the top off your bubble counter and fill this, half to 3/4 of the way with RODI water. Once you get that done, then it's time to start installing this hose by undoing this, and that's what I'm going to do next. And that will go from there into the atomizer right here, and then this needs to be plumbed into my canister filter on the return line. So I'm going to go ahead and get this hose on one end of it at least. I have plenty of hose, and then I'll have to start working under the tank to see if I can't get this figured out. So we'll just keep moving forward. Okay, I have this thing completely set up, and once you get the regulator on there, you want to open this valve all the way until it's loose. You then open the valve on the tank itself about 1 full turn, and this high pressure gauge should read between 500 and 900 psi, which is where that one is at. Once you get the bubble counter on and your hose in, make sure you have all your O-rings and everything. Plug in the solenoid, and then you adjust this front valve inward until you're reading, from what I've seen online, it should be around 35 psi. So that's reading 35 psi, and your high pressure gauge right now is reading about 800, 850. Plug in your solenoid, the bottle is open 1 full turn, and the way I'm injecting is with an atomizer on my return line from my canister filter. So the CO2 is going into there, and then it's going up and returning through my spray bar. And then looking online as far as adjusting the bubble counter, I might be a little bit slow yet. They're saying about 2 bubbles per second, so I might screw that open just a little bit more on that needle valve. So, and it's working. We are now injecting CO2, and we'll just have to wait and see how my plant growth is. There's no leaks, everything looks good, so kind of excited to see how this works.